Once upon a time, there was a good old traditional housewife. She cooked, she cleaned, cared for her children and the man of the house, and of course, she didn't talk back. She was both obedient and soft by nature. She was a good woman who always made good choices.
Shut that shit off.
We're good moms, bad choices.
Two single moms
Who said fuck the patriarchy
shared all their bad choices
and found out they weren't so bad after all.
We're experts,
overshares,
and your new besties.
Sit back and enjoy the ride.
Welcome back to Good Moms, Bad Choices.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Mila.
Happy hump day, hoes.
Happy hump day, bitches.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Got my
Beautiful.
little Bo Peep skirt
You
on.
look so cute today.
Thanks.
You look very femme.
You know, this is my style. I'm very femme. I like lace and poof and pink and cleavage.
If you're not watching us on YouTube, make sure you go and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see all of our outfits. Mila is giving little Bo Peep. I don't know what I'm giving. I'm giving
Sexy business.
sexy business.
I'll steal your man secretary.
Your titties are out. The
Why
girls
is
are out.
why is there always a stigma about secretaries? Like there's always there's a
Because they spend a lot of time with your nigga.
with your husband. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm like
and they're doing stuff for him. They're taking care of him.
and they're wearing pencil skirts.
Yeah.
Bitches.
Yeah, they're just there, readily accessible to suck his dick at any moment.
Do you remember when you're young? I remember young. Like let's play secretary. Like, I know why typing and being the secretary was important. I just thought about that.
No woman ever trusted secretaries after Mary J. Blige. Actually, no, she was the secretary, wasn't she?
I was your lover and your secretary, working every day of the week.
It must be hard to be a secretary.
I don't think it was really the secretary.
You don't get no respect. I bet she was married.
I think she was just I think she was inevitably, because she was the wife, she was also handling the fucking admin.
I think maybe she was the side bitch. I think maybe
No.
plot twist.
Didn't you
he
see-
had a whole wife and she was the secretary.
I mean, it'd be looking like that, but didn't you see fucking Waiting to Exhale? She was the main bitch. He left her for the white bitch. That was the song in Waiting to Exhale.
Oh, okay.
The white bitch was a secretary after she built the business. I'm
Did
getting
she write
mad.
the
My
song
mom wrote
for that movie, or
Yeah.
was it written before?
I don't know, but I always associate them, and my mom listened to it maybe 4 billion times in the car, so I just was angry. I just got angry. I just channeled my mom's angry energy because we listened to that song a million fucking times, and I'm pretty sure she hated my dad at that time, so...
Wait,
So
I have something to add to that, but I want to introduce our guest because we have a very special guest today. I'm very excited to introduce to the show Rachel Lindsay.
Thank you, guys. I'm so happy to be here.
I know, finally.
I know, right?
You may have seen Rachel on Higher Learning Podcast, The Bachelorette, or just on your local television because you be everywhere, girl.
I try to be. You gotta hustle.
You gotta do a little bit of
got
everything.
to.
Gotta be Jamaican in this town.
Wait, so I want to add to this because yesterday I had a very 90s moment at Juicy Ladies near my house. So there's this bougie little spot. It's like organic foods and stuff. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this attractive black man walks in and he's a little bit older. And then I look at him, I'm like, is that Eric Benet? And I'm like, oh shit, it is Eric Benet.
Oh, what?
Is he
Yeah.
barefoot?
Barefoot?
You know he's always barefoot.
Is he?
Yes.
Is that his thing?
Yes.
Oh shit. He was looking very more I don't know what I was expecting of him, but he's looking like Topanga.
Like
Okay.
grunge, like
Yeah.
hippie grunge?
Like a little he sits on his patio and takes care of his plants, smokes
I
his
like an
cigar.
older man that takes care of a
his
plant.
bod was a little soft. It's not
I don't know
he's
if I like
giving
that.
I like that.
You like a soft dad bod?
Yeah. Into it.
But when I saw him, I was like, damn, he's just kind of fine. Then I was like, no. And I was telling Shakem, I was like, I feel like every black woman, when they see Eric Benet, they can't help but think of Halle Berry and how he played her. And we kind of hate him a little bit, but he is kind of fine, but we'd never date him because how the fuck do you cheat on Halle Berry?
He had a sex addiction.
I know, and that's a whole other thing. And I was like, did he have a
But
sex
did he? I was
addiction?
going to say, did he
Right.
really?
Was
Or
that
was
a
that
rumor?
something they say? Because we haven't heard anything about it since. And I
Right.
think he's in a relationship and totally happy and totally fine.
Literally, that was my thought. I was like, did he actually have a sex addiction, or was he getting no pussy because Halle has her own traumas and we don't really know the full story, and actually he just wanted some pussy on a regular nigga
The
wanted.
fact that 20 years later we all still remember the same exact narrative. I thought about the same thing. Barefoot,
Yeah.
sex addiction, fine. Is he short?
No.
Oh, he's not?
He's not?
No.
Oh.
I thought
But
he
he's
was
kind
short.
of skinny. He's not
Skinny dad bod?
yeah, it's like soft little lower gut type of situation.
I guess I kind of like a
it's not too big. It's just
See?
soft.
I've done some living. I'm
maybe
chilling.
he does yoga
I'm happy.
only.
You know he does
exclusively,
yoga.
and just
You know
walks
he
and
does.
does yoga. That's it. He doesn't lift weights. But when I saw him, I told Shakem, I was like, every black woman knows to not fuck with Eric Benet. We might we might on the side because he's so fine, but we also like don't respect him because he cheated on one of our black queens.
I don't know if I don't respect him. I just automatically think, does he have a sex addiction? Hey, Eric Benet.
That's lack of respect.
Yeah, you don't believe him.
You don't believe
what he
him.
said.
But we don't believe him. Like we
don't believe him, or we don't believe Holly.
I don't
I don't
know.
believe him.
There's too many questions.
Eric Benet.
We don't trust him.
Holly needs to write a book.
She does. I don't think she
Right?
seems very private. I just need to make an announcement. Hi, Eric. Hey, it's me. Hi. Yeah, it's Good Moms. Erica saw you down the street. I think you live in Topanga. Come on over. We're talking a lot of, open-ended questions, but if you're in the Valley, just come on over and answer them for us. Okay, bye.
What? Is this? You want Eric Benet on the show?
Yeah, I have questions.
Oh,
That'd be great.
I could source him. Just
Okay.
let me go to Juicy Ladies.
Okay,
and
so
pull up on
maybe
it.
we'll go work over there.
Wait,
Like, la,
so
la,
then
la.
I left. So right before I left, I walked by and he smiled at me, and I was like, oh, he's cute, and I was like, no. And
Was it because you have a man, or because you were confused?
no, it wasn't.
Think about
not,
it
definitely not
as
because I have a man.
research
It was
for the
more so like
podcast.
you cannot be trusted. And then you know who else I saw in the same? They were there at the same exact time, and I was like, wow, this is a real '90s moment. Topanga was there.
Danielle from Boy
Yes.
Meets World.
Didn't she just get in trouble for some like racist stuff?
She
I
did.
hope
What
not.
did she do?
Didn't one of the cat remember the black girl who was on the show
Yeah.
said that like Topanga was she was traumatized by the way Topanga used to treat her on the show?
Really?
I will
Guys,
say
you've
that
gotta
black
look into
girl,
this.
that
What
black
the
girl
fuck?
who I used to really love because she was the only black girl in Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
She has. I think she's a little bit crazy.
Oh, okay.
So we don't believe her?
Okay, so don't hold what I'm saying.
I
as
don't know.
true.
I don't know. I just-
That story was out there.
Because I was about to be like, fuck Topanga.
I don't know. This is the problem
might
with the
still be.
This is the problem with the internet and with rumors because we just don't know, and then we're just making ideas in our head. I hope Topanga's not a fucking racist, but maybe I don't know.
Maybe in the 90s.
All I know is Topanga looks
it was
the fuck.
acceptable in the 90s to be racist.
All I know is Topanga looks the fuck good.
She does.
Topanga looks exactly
Yeah,
the same.
I've
Her
seen
name
her.
is Danielle.
Her hair, I don't know. All I know is her is
Topanga.
Topanga. I don't know Danielle.
Do I need to name my daughter Topanga?
But
That's the
her
most Valley
hair was
shit.
so thick, just like we remember. Her, like, looks exactly the same.
I feel like this conversation's kind of aging us.
Whatever. I don't care.
The young bitches are like, "Who's Topanga? Why is she racist?
It's
what
not
black
aging.
girl?"
We're just well researched.
Yeah, we
That's how-
researched this. Jamila's trans 24, so she
I
doesn't
am.
know Topanga.
I identify
nor
as 24.
Nor
Boy,
Eric Benet.
what's Boy Meets World? Eric?
There you go.
I'll look up his music later. I never heard of him. I don't know.
I'll send you the link.
And NLA Choppa?
Oh God. Jesus.
Wait, that reminds me. This is totally off topic, but I think we were going to like a Lauryn Hill concert, and we were in and out, like in the drive-in. I'm like telling, I tell everybody my good news, like we're going to Lauryn Hill, and then he was like, "Who?" And I was like, "Fuck you." What the fuck are you talking about? And I was just like, this is ridiculous. But yeah, it's so crazy how you think like the people who are major fucking celebrities and staples in our lives, these fucking kids don't know shit.
People don't even
But
know that
see-
Beyonce had a girl group. They don't
No,
even
but
know
see,
about
that's
Destiny's
not
Child.
culture. See,
That's
to me,
crazy.
that's not even young. You're just not culture. You have to know about Destiny's Child. Have you not been listening to Beyonce's music? How do you not know Lauryn Hill?
Because people just start where they find them and they don't go back. They
But
don't
we-
even.
But think about it. We know Motown.
True.
We know.
That's true. We are cultured.
Well, then what's up with these millennial parents?
It's
Why
the
are they-
parents.
Yeah,
parents.
they're fucked up.
Call your kid. If you have a young adult child in the 20s, 19, if you go and call them and ask them these questions, if they don't know who the fuck Lauryn Hill is, or
I think there needs to be a checklist. There needs to be like, am I doing a good job
Yeah.
checklist?
you need to pull them back in the house and replay the music because they need to be a little bit traumatized like I am when I hear Mary J. Blige's.
Lights?
Blige.
She's
I'm
trans
24.
24. She's trans 24.
What do you want from me? I'm 24.
That's right. She's back.
God.
She's switching between ages.
It's very confusing. I need you to honor my trans age or else it's going to get confusing.
Oh my God. Anyway, Rachel, I'm so interested in all things you.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't do that much research, and I only
Great.
because I was like, I'm just going to ask her here.
Great.
So tell me about you. Where'd you grow up?
Ooh, okay. So
What are all your childhood traumas? When did you lose your virginity?
What are your top three signs?
oh my, like did I date?
No, your astrological top three.
Oh, my sun, moon, rising. Okay. Born and raised Dallas, Texas. I grew up And I'm a proud Texan. Like, I don't know if I could go back there because of everything that's going on, but I do love that I'm from Texas, and I love the culture and everything it represents. Family's from Louisiana, the country of Louisiana. So I've got, like, the country trail ride, horse side, and then my mom grew up inner city Houston, 5th Ward, South Park. So, like, the best of both worlds. My dad grew up on a farm. Very religious family.
Not us. Let's dive into that. You know we love that.
Religious, pragmatic, Jack and Jiller.
Oh.
Yeah, I grew up like that. So my dad is a first in a lot of ways. My dad was city attorney of Dallas. My dad was first federal judge in his district. So I grew up like thinking we were
Like prestigious.
like the Cosby Show / Fresh Prince / I didn't live in a mansion or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, that I could relate to those type of shows. And I was always like the girl. I'm a middle child. I think that means something. 3 sisters. I'm the middle.
Oh, wow. No bros. Just
No,
the girls.
no brothers.
Okay.
I'm very tomboy. Grew up a big sports fan, big Dallas Cowboys fan. From a young age, I was like, I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be just like my dad. I admired my dad. And, like, my eyes, my dad was like Martin Luther King. And my mom is just like this beautiful angel, like the sweetest person on earth. So like I grew up, you know, in a really fun, good life, but also in a bubble and in a box. And so I was very much so like, I'm gonna do exactly what I'm told. I'm gonna be a lawyer just like my dad. I'm gonna go to school, go to law school. And then I'm going to have everything that I want, and I'm going to be happy. I'm going to get married. I'm from the South. I'm going to get married young. I'm going to be a virgin until marriage. I'm going to have kids by this age. I'm going to make partner. Like, I had it all planned out. And then I got to college. And then I got to college.
and then what?
Well, it just opened. I went to University of Texas, which, yes, still in Texas, but Austin, very liberal. It opened my mind to so much stuff. My roommate was my first cousin, who's like my best friend. And I'll say she's wild.
Did your parents know? Were they like,
yes,
okay?
But they were happy that we had each other. But she taught me so much, and she opened my eyes, and she questioned things that for me it was like, no, this is this, you know, this is this with religion. This is how you're supposed to wait till marriage. This is like everything I had. What I was told, I did. And my cousin questioned me in a way where I didn't really have the answers to. And I started thinking about things totally different. I didn't tell my parents this, you know, like I still wanted to live a certain life.
My cousin turned me out psychologically.
My cousin turned me out. Shout out to my cousin Andrea.
Shout out to Andrea. We all need an Andrea in our life.
She's the best. And then I had a boyfriend, pledged. And so this gets
I was going to ask you, did you pledge?
I pledged Delta, but this gets to the virginity story.
Okay.
So I was a virgin until I was 20. And I was dating this guy. I thought, this is it. I found my guy just like my mom found her guy in college. I'm really trying to emulate my parents' life. And I was like, we're going to get married. We're going to live happily ever after. This is going to be great. And then I'm still a virgin. When I was pledging, big sister pulled me over and was like, you're not supposed to know, well, maybe I shouldn't say this, but you're not supposed to know men when you're pledging, right? Your sisterhood.
You're not supposed to know men?
No, it's all about the girls. It's
like
all about
suddenly
the
you
ladies.
forget all the men?
Or like you can't talk to them? Like,
Oh, yeah, you're not supposed to do any of that. It's about the sisterhood. It's about like all of that, right? You're supposed to be focused on that. And so she pulled me over and she was like, I'm hearing that your guy is not faithful. And I'm like, oh, no, not my guy. Like, he would never. I always thought it would be me. Because as much as I was, you know, a virgin and religious, I was a big partier. I might still be a little, I've tapered off a bit. But like, I love to be on the scene. Like, I'm talking dancing on couches, tables. Like, I'm like, hey, everybody, look at me.
Okay,
That was
girl.
my energy. Right. That was my energy in college, for sure, and after. And so I was like, no, it would be me. She's like, this is what I'm hearing. I get offline. He starts to act weird. I go, first time I went through a guy's phone, maybe the last time actually.
Wow.
I went through his phone, saw like the number was saved under frat, and it should have been, but I called it because I was like, this is suspicious. And I'm looking at these text messages. It was a girl, of course. I confront him. He tells me he was unfaithful, and I was like, man. It was another thing that burst my bubble. Oh, wow. people cheat. You cheated on me. My perfect world, my perfect perception.
Was this your
you.
first boyfriend?
College.
Okay.
I mean, my high school boyfriend broke up with me because I wouldn't have sex prom night, and he went with another girl to prom my same night because
He switched out the date.
Yes, this is these are crazy stories. These are gonna be all over the place. He did not take me. He didn't tell me the reason, but he was just like, "Oh, our proms are the same night." Went to a different school. His friend showed up at my prom and was like, I'm going to be with you because he didn't take you because he wanted to have sex and he knew this girl would have sex with him and you won't.
So he sent his friend to be your
He
date?
didn't send his friend. His friend just came.
Did you have a date? Or
No,
just-
I didn't.
Damn.
So
You didn't know he didn't know the friend was coming?
didn't know the friend was coming.
But the friend came
didn't
to tell
him
you to deliver this message?
and stayed and was like my date.
Emotional support?
Emotional
friend?
support. And I didn't even date the friend after. It wasn't even like that. Just it was
just
like
felt
a really
bad. Like, my friend's an
felt
asshole.
really bad for me. And anyways, so fast forward to this, I'm still a virgin and I'm like, man, if this guy that I thought was so right for me and checked every box and is perfect can cheat on me, like, what is this? What am I holding on to? What am I waiting for? I really got into a, like, who gives a fuck, who cares mentality. And what did I do at 20? When he kept coming back into my life, not only did I let him come back in, I gave my virginity to him.
The prom nigga?
No, the guy who cheated on me
Oh.
in college. Because it didn't mean what it meant to me anymore. It didn't have its value, and I was just like, whatever.
Let me get this out the way.
And that set me on a path.
What path was that, sis?
Me and Andrea, we were outside.
Andrea's like, finally.
We were out. I just didn't look at sex the same way. I didn't romanticize it, fantasize it about it. And when I wrote 2 books, and one is fiction and one's nonfiction. I wrote a book of essays, and I wrote about the danger of purity culture. Because when the bubble bursts and it's not what you think it's going to be, then you just... your whole world collapses. And for me, there was shame.
I was going to say, there was a lot of shame already.
And who was I going to talk to? I mean, yes, Andrea. But, like, I couldn't talk to my parents. I was scared to talk to my sisters. My friends from high school all grew up in the same culture. And I just held on to it in a way where I didn't know what to do with it other than, like, well, I'm just going to keep doing it. So I think that mentality... and I wrote about it, is very dangerous because it's not the movies, it's not the fairy tale, and it's why I have friends from high school who are on their 2nd and 3rd marriages because they rush to get married to have sex, and then it's awful and it's terrible and the relationship isn't what it should be and it's a disaster and they're still trying to figure it out, you know, at this big age or whatever. Okay, so where are we? We're a virgin. We lost it. We outside. I went to law school. Majored in sports management in college, studied sports law, thought I was going to be an agent, started dealing with athletes, and I was like, I don't want to babysit them. I just want to do them, basically. I just want to have a good time.
I want to sit on them.
I just want to have a good time
to
with
have
them.
you come over.
Yeah.
I thought I wanted you to be my client, but I've shifted a little, so just get in my bed.
Yeah. So 20s was my athlete phase. And I had a good time.
What'd you
with
learn?
that.
What do you think you've learned from? What did you learn about dating athletes?
They are very used to being catered to. Like, men are, period, but an athlete in a totally different way.
They're princesses.
Because they've been, especially like the really
bigger
good
ones,
ones, they've been in Little League, they've been in Pop Warner football, whatever it may be, high school, college, they're superstars. Everybody's been taking care of them. So why, quite naturally, why would they not expect their woman to? Or they wanted you to not settle, but accept certain things because you're lucky enough to be with me and you get this lifestyle, and in return, these are some of the things that came with it. That's not me. I'm not that type of girl. Also, wasn't down for the chase. Like, I wasn't the girl, because I had these friends who would, like, know where the athletes were staying when they came in town, hide out in the bathroom, hide out at the
not hide out.
Yes,
literally?
they would wait. Like, they would literally
planting themselves.
Yeah, they
Wow.
would change clothes, and this was not me. I just want to be very clear.
I just
but
know
I
some bitches
know
that did
those girls, or just would like camp out at the bar, and it's like, is it worth it? Like, to me, I wasn't about that kind of chase. I'm not saying all athletes are, but majority, you know, that's the type of woman. Remember that line in Love and Basketball where the dad is trying to explain why he cheated on Omar Epps' mom? I can't think of his character's name right now. And he says, he's like, you don't understand how hard it is. This woman does this, and then the boldest woman gets on your floor, and the next one is in your room already waiting for you.
Yeah, I do remember
I'm
that.
not doing that. I'm not signing up for that. So I let that go. But I was saying all this to say I was doing what I thought. Every time I was doing what I thought I would do, something would happen where I was like, that's not how life is. You can't stay in a box. I mean, you can, but you're probably not going to be happy. But every time I would veer off the beaten path, it was much more exciting. When I was doing maybe what I wasn't taught or supposed to do, I was learning so much more about life and myself. So the same thing happened career-wise. I did everything I said I was going to do. I became a lawyer, and I was so not fulfilled. I just was like, I was going through the motions. It was cool to say I passed the bar and I was a lawyer, but I was bored, to be very honest with you, and I was searching for things to fulfill me in ways, whether it was in a man, whether it was in friendship, whether it was being outside, something to fill that void. And then one day, 2 of my coworkers knocked on my door and they were like, hey, the Bachelor tryouts are down the street. In 2 weeks, we think you'd be great. And I literally go, I don't watch that show. All I know is black people don't go far. And they said, if you do it, you will. And it was one of those moments where I felt so pulled. I cannot explain the feeling.
Really?
That something was like, you will regret it if you don't do this. It was a deep, deep feeling. And I feel like I'm a very intuitive person. So like if I'm looking at all my full chart, my first and last house are in Scorpio, and my rising is Scorpio. And I'm
Me
just...
too, girl. Hey. Rising.
And my astrologist said, you're more Scorpio than you are anything. And she particularly was like, it being in your last house, if you are open to it, you can be very tapped in intuitively, spiritually, and like I'm a deep dreamer. And I'm very, and this goes into like recently, I guess, my divorce. I'm very in tune to when I ignore the voice. I know
when you're doing it.
I know it, and I do it anyway because I'm a Taurus and I'm stubborn. I'm super stubborn. But anyways, I felt very pulled to it. I did it, went on The Bachelor, eventually became The Bachelorette, and it changed my entire life. And it's opened me up to so many things that I never even thought were possible, that I had wanted or dreamed about. But literally everything from what I wanted to do to who I wanted to meet to a show I wanted to be on came true through this opportunity. So it was like a roundabout way of getting the things that I wanted. So that's me, guys.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, thank you.
I'm a podcaster.
Yes, no, we love it.
We're here for it. Your season of The Bachelorette or The Bachelor, any of them, is the only one I watched because I was in New Jersey with this girl who watched a lot of TV, and she just continued to turn it on. And then I was invested, and I was like, the first black one, huh? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, let's watch it. And I was rooting for you, and I was really into The Bachelor for that one season. So it's really nice to have you here and sit with you and talk to you, because I had a lot of commentary. That was a long time ago, though. Like,
it was 8 years ago.
I was going to say, it was like 8 years ago.
Crazy to think about now.
Yeah, that went by. I mean, it felt like time, honestly, is always like moving so quickly. But did you feel like, because The Bachelor and The Bachelorette is obviously a very white franchise, like, when you went on that show, did you feel like you kind of got pulled back into those like respectability politics in ways?
I knew that's why they chose me.
Okay, you went that side so that you would be.
Well, I was so green. I didn't realize at the moment they met me during Bachelor auditions, they were like, if she's not cuckoo, she could be our first black lead, because I checked their boxes, because I was easy for a white audience to digest.
What are the boxes that
I had a job,
okay.
which you look at other white, and it's not every white bachelorette that came before me, but a lot of them like lived at home, didn't have jobs. But do you think like a first person, whether it's black, Latina, Asian, could do that? No. Like I had to. For that audience, they had to be like, okay,
I get it. She's exceptional. Wow, she's a lawyer.
She had to be like one of those intelligent blacks,
which we always have to do.
She talks like that.
Yeah. We do. Oh, her dad is a judge. Oh my gosh. And they, it's like, oh, she'll behave. She has a full-time job. She's not going to want to do anything to lose her job. Because I still had my job the entire time I was in the show. She's like, shout out to Cooper and Scully. They paid me still while I was on the show. They let me keep my job. They saw the benefit of, hey, this is our attorney and this is what she's doing. But yeah, I I guess though that's what I mean, those boxes. Like, I wouldn't ruffle any feathers. I knew how to act right for that audience. Because I was told later, well, it couldn't be a man because America, literally a producer said this to me, America is not ready to wake up to see a fantasy suite with a black man waking up with a white woman. And if you watch Matt James's season, compared to other seasons, you don't see him in the bed with the white girl. So when I wake up, you see me in the room getting ready. Sometimes you saw us in the bed eating breakfast. They didn't do that. They did that with the non-white girls, but not the white woman. So like, they understand their audience. So for me, I was like, all right, I'm going to play this game while I'm under contract. And then the moment I can, I'm going to speak out about the lack of diversity, because I knew I could.
Oh, so you knew. You had a plan from the beginning.
I didn't go in thinking that.
But as things were happening, you're like, oh, hell no.
And I knew that there wasn't much that they could do because I was the first, and they were so afraid to do something. You know, like, this is our first one. We don't want to do anything where it can look really bad, because we already look bad, because for 15 years we have had no lead of color. I'm 13th season of The Bachelorette, and there were 21 seasons of The Bachelor before. Not one lead of color.
The Bachelor's never been black.
Matt James was after me, 3 years after me.
Oh, wow, okay.
During 2020. You know, they had
They just sprinkle little Lowry's on it.
Yeah, they had to. And so, or they thought they had to. So, yeah, I started calling it out for what it was. I felt like I could make a space for other leads of color. And even when people are like, I mean, it is a silly dating show. And I'm like, it is. But so I didn't watch it. But I have talked to moms or young girls who watch the show. And they see me and they're like, oh, I can be desired. I can. So, yeah, it might be a silly show. But for a young girl who wants to see someone like, looks like that's the most eligible bachelorette or eligible woman, and she can look like me and I can find love, or I can have a fairy tale story. I wanted them to see that. And other people should be able to see that too, whether it's size, age, because I was the oldest at the time too. I was 31.
You're the oldest bachelorette?
And I was the oldest bachelorette. So it's like there was so much that they needed to do, and I felt like I could one, represent myself as a black woman well, and I could call it out in the ways that it needed to be.
And you did a great job. I watched the whole thing and I was like, wow, she's really not, and I was like, she's really staying within the parameters and really like speaking her mind, but doing it eloquently. And that's difficult when I'm sure a lot of the world is like waiting for you to do something ghetto or do something black, or like, because that show is predominantly, even the viewers are white.
Yeah.
It's like very white. And and it is like a silly dating show, but I never, until you said it right now, like the black women seeing themselves have the fairy tale ending is it's like a very important representation that we need to see that we don't necessarily see.
Yeah.
And like, so we don't place ourselves there. And like, it's like, oh, seeing you as a bachelorette, seeing you leave with someone, seeing you choose.
That's part.
Yeah, you get to choose. No one's choosing you, and you're hoping. It's like, I'm doing the choosing, and I'm getting married, and I'm, doing all the things. I'm on vacation in the fucking suite. So that is important for like other women to like, oh yeah, I'm worthy, I'm deserving, I can be a wife, even though every other fucking movie, unless it's Tyler fucking Perry or whatever, casts me differently. Like that was important, and now I understand that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the like representation since then in reality TV? I mean, there's so many different, I guess, dating shows now too. Like, do you think that there is, in your opinion, been improvement, or is it pretty much kind of the same?
I mean, with The Bachelor, not really. I just think they just don't get it. You have to have people of color behind the camera if you want to get it right. You just can't just be like, oh, I'm going to prop up this person in a couple of years. You have to there's no understanding of it. So I think they try, and I'm using air quotes for people who are just listening, but they get it wrong because they really aren't trying to understand. But I don't really watch other dating shows.
No Love Island for you?
It's too much.
Me too.
It's every day. I can't get into it every day. And the crazy thing is, it is so popular right now. I know who the people are just because it's in my soul, like my algorithm. I know everybody that's in it, but I can't watch it. But when I see it, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of diversity.
I was surprised by that,
Love
too.
Island, there seems to be, even last season. I'm looking at the couples who won last season. I'm looking at this season. Also, like, mixed couples, that seems to be a thing. Bachelor is started in 2000. It is still, and it's still holding on to that format. What I do see in the new shows is they are not. Whether it's Fuckboy Island, where the guy who created that came from The Bachelor, or it's Love is Blind. I've watched a couple of those.
Fuckboy Island is an actual show?
Yeah.
It's not Temptation Island. It's called Fuckboy Island.
It's called Fuckboy Island.
Oh. I wanna have
It
to
was
check that
on
one out.
HBO Max, I think. I think they did it like F-Boy Island, but I think I just saw that the unedited version, so now you actually can say Fuckboy
Jesus.
Island, is out somewhere. But it had like 2 or 3 seasons.
Oh.
Wow.
And it was about finding the fuckboy amongst the good boys, because that's real life. So I feel like these new shows are trying to reflect the reality in some ways of dating. Of course, you have the drama. Of course, you have like all like the foolery, fuckery of it all. But The Bachelor does not. Nothing about that is real life.
Had you dated interracially prior to that show?
Not seriously.
Okay, so that was your first, and then you left married.
Yeah, my first was when I was on The Bachelor and I was dating Nick. 'Cause my mom even said it. My mom was like, she's never brought anybody home that wasn't black. But people forgot that. People met me dating on a white show, a white man, and then I go on The Bachelorette and I pick white. He's Colombian, but white, whatever.
Yeah.
And so everyone's like, "Oh, she's one of those."
That's one of those black girls.
I get that a lot. And anybody who knows me knows that is so not me. But when I went on The Bachelor, I knew the type of black man I date is never coming on this show. They're a little bit more private. They do their own thing. They're not going to be on a reality show. And that's no shade to the black men who go on it. Just the type of guys I'm interested in, black men, wouldn't. So I was very aware of that. But at the same time, I don't know. Yeah.
Do you think that your I guess when you were saying how this how dangerous it is for this like purity culture and like kind of not looking at sex as this like, I don't want to say sacred thing, but maybe not for a while, and I don't know where you stand on that now, but do you think that also kind of encouraged you to go on The Bachelor? Because like, did you think you were going to leave marriage? Like, were you like, I can get married, or like maybe marriage also kind of didn't have the same I guess value after everything?
No, it did actually.
Okay.
But I did not think I was going to find someone I would like. I went on because I thought I could represent myself as a black woman well, and I thought like the young girl who watches it needs to see me in this way. I left and I told my parents, I was like, don't worry, I'm not picking any of these men. And then the first night, you do get caught up in the fairy tale of it all. You have no phone, no TV, no access to the outside
And
world.
men are pining after you.
Yes.
Literally just putting their best
and they
foot
are
forward.
attractive.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, maybe he is out here. And you're doing all these interviews where they're like, did you see the way he looked at you? And they're bringing you gifts. And it's so romantic. And the most skeptical person
It's like one big gaslighting.
yes, it is
Fueled by a
gaslighting.
bunch of
It
staff
is
of people
what-
gaslighting
It is
you.
like
Actually
Everyone
how
is in
not to date.
agreement to gaslight you.
Yeah, it's how
Confusing.
not to date. And then men are even more competitive. So it's like, am I trusting what their motives are, or do they just want to win?
Right.
So I never thought that I would. But then shortly after, I was like, oh, there are a couple of guys that there's potential for. So even when I left the show, my parents were like, wait, the cameras are done. Is this for real?
Like, are you
y'all
actually
still-"
married?
It took a long time to convince my parents that this engagement is a real thing.
Do you leave the show married or
No,
engaged?
engaged.
Oh, engaged.
But now
Okay.
people don't even really leave
Now,
engaged.
no, then US Weekly promotes the wedding,
Okay.
and then they get them on the cover, and then the whole wedding is paid for.
No, not
No?
anymore.
Oh.
I didn't do our wedding. Everything was separate.
Oh, okay.
Because they realized like nobody really watches the weddings. They lose money instead of making money.
So you had to pay for your wedding?
So I got some things,
Yeah.
but just like being an influencer, but it was not filmed. It was not. The show had nothing to do with our wedding.
How long after the engagement, after you left the show, did you
Did I get married?
Yeah.
2.5 years.
Oh, wow.
So you had like a
So like really
related.
took the time to do it. But to answer your question, marriage, and that's part of the mistakes that I made in not listening to my gut, I still held like really high. And it was controversial on my show because when it came down to my last two, one guy did not want to get engaged and the other guy who I ended up picking did. And I was like, I didn't put myself through this. I was in a 5-year relationship before. The guy never wanted to take it to the next level. Why would I go back to why would I leave
Why
the
would I
show with
choose
the
a guy?
boyfriend?
Yeah.
And I did also not feel he was the one, but that was a big deal for me. I'm like, what did you come on the show for? If you don't see it with me, this isn't it. And so, and part of that was societal pressure of being the first Black Bachelorette, being the age that I was. So I was 32 by the time the show ended. Not that that's old or anything, but just I was ready for it. I thought, okay, here's a good man. Let me just play this out. I just was like, I'm ready to get married. I'm ready to have kids. That is still my traditional upbringing, religious upbringing that was still in me at that time, where I valued it in such a way. So it became very important to me to pick somebody who it could lead to marriage. And I became even more dedicated to that, ignoring red flags, ignoring my inner voice, because I was like, do I want to be out here in this jungle, or do I just pick the good man who I thought was good? It was not. But
how long do they shoot The Bachelor?
10 weeks.
Oh, so it's 10 weeks. So it's like 3 months, 2.5 months.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, because you had this foresight around going on to the show, like you went in with, I guess, somewhat of an intention. What advice would you give to reality, like the women on reality now that have this moment right now? And it seems like Love Island, like I see a lot of like brand partnership deals happening and all these things. But like, if you could give some advice to like these women, or maybe even men that are on these shows, and like how to like continue on with their career and keep it going.
Yeah. I would say it's so easy to take the low-hanging fruit when you come off the show, because I was on The Bachelor during its height. Like, now you go on, it's not what it is. It's all about Love Island. And so many people are like, well, how did you get into media? And I'm like, because I said no to every reality show that asked me to come on after. I was like, I don't want to be known as a reality TV star. I want to move towards being a media personality. I didn't move to LA. I stayed in Dallas. I stayed practicing law. When I had free moments, then I would hustle, come to LA, go to New York, use my degree, use my expertise. I would say yes to every opportunity that fit that, more than I did of, I'm going to go on the show. I did brand deals, but I only did brand deals that aligned with stuff I actually really liked, because I was trying to build an audience that showed that I was authentic. And I think that really helped me. I would speak my mind a lot. I would say things that maybe people were afraid to say because I was going into media. That helped me too. So I think the mistake people make is, it is so easy to be back in a bubble and to take all the good and say like, I'm this, it's going to last forever. They are already casting for the next season. Your time is short. I don't know how often Love Island films, but for The Bachelor, it is 6 months. You have 6 months to make a difference, to build your audience, to create that foundation, to network, make connections, and not just rest in all this money is coming at me at once. Like, you have to have a plan. If it is to be a content creator, great. Figure out what kind of audience you want to cultivate. But you just have to be very focused and keep your eye on the prize, because it's so easy to take all the money and opportunities that are thrown at you.
Right, that's what I imagine. I watched 2 episodes of Love Island, and now the whole cast is totally different. I keep seeing like Amaya Papaya or some shit. There's all these other girls that I never even saw before, because I only watched 2 episodes, because my brain was melting watching it, and I was like, how the fuck are people investing all their time into this? Like, my brain can't handle this.
It's like for high school students.
But so many
grown-ass people
our age watch the
But
show.
the content is like
and
13th
celebrity
grade.
watch the show. Like, people are obsessed with these characters. And I'm so curious. I'm like, should I get in? And then I'm like,
don't do it.
I can't commit to every day.
After like 2 episodes, it's just crying and making out, crying.
I mean, when I watched the intro, I was like, this is a TikTok intro.
When I saw the intro, I was like, they have funding. This is a lot. They have a lot of.
They're dancing. They're doing TikTok dances.
There's like choreography.
Yeah, they like hired a choreographer.
Yeah, like the intro says we got money,
and the audience is involved, right?
Yeah, the audience votes on who can leave some weeks, and I think that is also a thing. People feel like they're involved in the decision making.
Yeah, that's genius. That's like really smart.
It's like American Idol plus like Spring Break 2006 plus like the dating love element. So yeah, it's ridiculously silly. And I also realized they cast really young so that the people could be kind of emotionally immature and dumb, because you can't cast a bunch of fucking 35-year-old bitches and be like, that's a red flag. Yeah. And like, it's just too real, you know? Like, these bitches are just like making out and swapping and making out.
It's really gross.
Yeah, I read something about cold sores this
Yeah,
season.
I saw.
Oh, no.
Yeah, girl. What's that guy's name? The one who's the pool boy? Austin.
Why do you?
Thanks, Orlando. There was a video of him. Someone posted it. Some girl I follow, and they zoomed in on his face, and he had all these red bumps.
Oh,
it was all red right
but
here.
that's not-
And it was from they were saying it's from all the fucking making out he'd been doing with all these different
That's
girls.
not nice.
We didn't have that on The Bachelor. We made out, but not like that.
Well, you are making out with them,
I'm
and
making
they're
out.
locked. It's like a closed container. It's
Yeah.
just, I'm a bitch. I'm making out with everybody. I have all the men. These motherfuckers are putting new people in, blindfolding them. You could be blindfolded and make out with people you haven't even met, and then you wake up and be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, they
It's like
introduce
that.
new cast members when you're blindfolded to make out
Yeah,
with you.
so I don't know what the contract is. It's like you must make out, but those bitches are making out. But so it's hard. Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic because they're like at the beginning, you could see some of the girls are trying to have like respectability politics. Like I just am not like that. But then like by the third episode, they're like we're gonna get voted off. They're just fucking making out with everybody. So you see the shift real quick. But
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'll stick to my Bravo world.
would you ever do reality TV again?
I think I would do not my personal life. Like it would have to be about career. It would not be Housewives. I watch too much, so I know too much. I couldn't do that. But maybe like a competition show, like Traders or something like that. I could do, but I just couldn't. I want to date again, and I don't want people to be afraid of. I mean, I am dating, but I don't want people to be afraid of. Oh my gosh, is she gonna have a camera out? Is she going to tell this story? You know what I mean?
Is that something that you've encountered? Like, because I know for even us as podcasters, we talk about, for our show, we talk a lot about our personal lives. And
Sure.
so that's been a thing for men wondering, like, are you going to talk about me on on your show? Or
But you don't say names.
Never.
No.
But people are still either they really want you to and they're like, well, why don't you talk about this? Or yeah, they expect you to, and it's like you're not that important.
See,
and I don't say anybody's name anyway because I'm not
scared of that. So in dating now, I get really nervous having to say that I was on The Bachelor and that I married the guy from The Bachelor. It gives me anxiety.
Is it the B or is it A more?
is it because you
B.
think people are going to judge you and be like, well, what, like, how did this happen? Like, what is the insecurity about it?
That I have to tell the story. And I like this is like girl chat. We're talking,
Right.
we're getting to know each other in a different level. It's a deeper conversation. But I can see that their eyes widen like, wait, what? Wait, you did? Because anybody I've been on a date with didn't watch my season like that. So then I have to tell the story, and I feel like they become more fascinated, and I almost become this character to them more than I am of this woman that maybe they were attracted to, and they get to know. And I'm realizing, oh my God, I'm starting to have anxiety about that. I don't like. I have to, right? But that's why I haven't been on apps. I'm not on a dating app. I've never been on a dating app in my life.
Because you're afraid people are going to see you and then like make a story in their head about, oh, if you've done The Bachelor, this is who you are, and blah 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 blah.
Or Google me, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to Google somebody. They're going to Google me. They're going to see The Bachelor. They're going to see my divorce. They're going to see how much money I had to give out in my divorce. And I just am like, what is that going to do to you? What I don't know.
You need a date by like RL. You need like, oh, I'm RL.
What's that mean?
Rachel Lindsay. Like, don't say her.
Oh, I'm like URL, like real life, like.
I was just like, do like real rebrand yourself. You know how people
Maybe
give themselves
so.
new names.
My name's
like,
Ray.
Ray, yeah.
And then they find out and they're like, wait a minute.
Well, I needed you not to know for the first 6 months because I didn't need any. Now you know me. So surprise! I did this thing.
It's kind of like celibacy, but with withholding of
Information.
parts.
Maybe. I got to figure out how to do it. What I have found is better for me is younger. Because they
don't even know nothing about The Bachelor.
Yeah, they're like, what? It's
They're like, what's that?
It's like the 24-year-olds who don't know who Lauryn Hill is.
Oh my God.
I like
how much
younger.
younger? How much younger are we talking?
The youngest I've done is 10 years. 10 years.
I do think younger.
I can like 30's okay.
yeah.
30's okay for me because I don't feel 40. I really am like age is a social
You
construct.
could be trans age too, Rachel.
What's your trans age, Rachel?
I'm going
How do you
to
identify?
say I'm probably 29.
Okay.
I'm definitely not in my 30s.
Haven't crossed that hump yet.
I have a friend who invited me to an auntie party, and I was offended. And I told
What
her,
the
I'm
fuck
not
is
Why
it
did
going-
she have an
Wait,
auntie
I'm not
party?
What
going
is an auntie
because-
party?
Do you wear a muumuu and a bonnet?
I didn't get that far. All I saw was that it was an auntie party, and I was like,
Bitch.
I don't identify as that, and I'm older than she is, and I'm like, I don't identify as that. I feel more myself post-divorce. Dating is still, I'm still a little scared in some ways, but I'm over the anxiety of, oh my God, somebody's about to look at my body. That was a whole thing too.
Like what? Like
Post-divorce, I was so afraid to have sex with someone.
Really?
That first time, I'm like, the same man has been looking at my body for almost 7 years. And you know, like towards the end of a relationship, sex is not great. So then I'm like, am I perimenopausal? Am I not?
Because you're not horny.
Not horny, not wet, not like nothing. And so I really was like, how am I going to be sexually? I was very nervous to have sex the first time.
What?
And then I did.
And then you did. And then you were like,
not only am I fine, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like so aware of exactly what I want, how I want it, what I like.
Oh, yeah.
how long did it take you after divorce to even consider to start dating?
Dating? Well, they say when a woman is done, she's been done for at least a year.
Yeah.
So I try to explain that to people. But like an actual date, I always knew the first person I would be intimate with is somebody I knew from before.
Okay.
Because that
Safety.
was a nice segue.
Felt like safety.
Yeah.
Now you're planning strategically. As soon as this shit is over, I'm about to call.
I thought, I was like, if I do it, I think it's going to need to be somebody that knows me. Even though I had never done it with that person before, I just was like, that makes me feel comfortable. And it made me feel confident in myself. That gets taken away from you in a divorce. Like it can't, especially if it's messy. If it's messy. A date. My divorce was announced 1st of January. I went on a date in May.
Okay. That aligns with the statistics that I looked up. I was so curious about like women dating after divorce and like how quickly they jump back in versus men. And men and women are generally like around the same. It's like 3 to 4 months. And that, I think a lot of people might be shocked by that. But to what your point is women, you're usually done like while you're still married.
You're so done. And I don't have kids. Like the divorce was messy, but it shouldn't have been, right? So it's like, if there were kids, I think maybe it would have been a little longer for me. I definitely had sex before I went on a date, but the date, I would say.
And then, okay, so after, because I know for me, after I wasn't married, but I was in a very long-term relationship with my child's father. And I remember like my first sexual encounter, was that like, I was like, oh bitch, I still got it. Wait, I am horny. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, but I also had a really hard time with cuddling afterwards and spending the night. Like I could not even fathom spending the night and waking up to someone because I was so used to waking up to this other person. And still, not that I wouldn't even want to wake up to that other person anymore, but it was just like, it was too foreign. It was too weird. It felt too serious.
I was the opposite.
Okay.
Well, when I did actually have sex the first time after my divorce, I was not in LA. So I didn't have to do that, and they don't live here. And that was also my thing. I don't want anybody who lives here.
I want to see you.
That's my night. Like I like the distance. It's
Is this
nice
maybe
ease
a tip
into
for newly divorced
Yes,
women?
I really want to write a book on this because it's just weird to navigate. And the more I talk about it, the more I feel like women are like, I needed to hear that, or thank you for being comfortable enough to say that. But I'm the opposite in you in the sense that when I did start letting somebody into my house, I realized I miss the security. Not that my ex made me feel safe in any way, because he actually did not. But having a body there, living by myself in my house, it was really unnerving for me at times. Now, mind you, I'm going to have to go back to this. I love how I was like, and I told you this was going to happen. I was like, I don't really want to talk about the divorce, but it's naturally going to come out. My ex lived with me for 7 months after the filing of the divorce.
Oh, Jesus.
Because he would not get out the house. So I couldn't really bring somebody to the house because he was still there, because he wouldn't get out.
Didn't he file?
He filed.
So why won't he get out?
Because California is so fucked up. Don't ever. So
you were pulling up to the crib every night, and he'd be sitting
there
on the couch.
And he was there. No, he would go to a separate room because I had turned off. Because I paid for everything, so I had changed the password to the Wi-Fi. All the streaming
You want to
channels.
say, here, I'm gonna make this shit. I'm gonna lock the
Exactly.
cabinets, nigga. No snacks.
Exactly. I'll do what I can do. I couldn't kick him out. I had to in California. Once he filed, I could not kick him out. I either had to pay for him to go somewhere else, because you have to give them the same standard of living. This is where spousal support comes in.
What the fuck?
Or they just have to stay there until that court hearing comes. So our court hearing was in July.
So you didn't have a prenup?
So it was 7 months. I did not have a prenup.
Baby, the way I would bring niggas over,
I
like
also didn't have the money I had. It's a perfect storm. I made all my money
right after.
Right
the marriage.
after.
Yeah, of
but,
course.
and I've never told this story before. See, this is why I don't look at stuff before, because the stories come out. So your point about staying, so nobody ever stayed with me because he was there until July. So even though we weren't talking and separate, there was still a person there. So it was like a roommate. But one time I brought somebody to the house and we didn't do anything, but we fell asleep on the couch. And like God must have been watching over me, because he did not come home that night. And it was like maybe there were 3 nights or something like that he didn't come home, and I thought, oh my God, how did he not see? Or I don't know what made him not come home, but he would have walked in the house, and it
Maybe
been
he did
me
walk
and
in.
him.
Maybe he did walk in the house,
No,
and
no,
he was
no.
like,
he maybe
No.
would have got the fuck out sooner.
I was right there at the front.
I was gonna say,
right
bitch, you
there at
might
the
have
front.
needed to bring some niggas over.
Yeah, I would bring 3
maybe he
niggas
would've
and close the door behind me.
It's a party.
I would bring 3 niggas and close the door. Like, okay, well, it might be a little loud. Just turn the music up.
I brought friends over one night, and he literally came out and just was like in the kitchen, just taking his time.
He was trying to
fuck with you.
Well, yeah, he was fucking with me. Like, he knew I would have an issue with it. So he just like kind of was just like taking his time, kind of like, yeah, I'm here. What you gonna do about it? No, I never did that. I think I was just nervous I wanted him out, and I wasn't trying to do anything to instigate, just like
elongate
out.
the
Yeah.
situation.
Like,
That's
leave me
why I
alone.
ended up just folding over, and it was like, whatever you want, just take it. You're
Go
still in my
away.
peace. It's money I'll get back. It hurts. It still hurts. Like, if I really think about it, that stuff really bothers me. But I have my peace. The divorce is done. You can't keep coming at me because for you it means something. I'm moving on. Like, it's just, we're in 2 totally different places in our life.
When I hear
like, I
about-
told him, I was like, you will always be tethered to me.
Honestly,
Duh.
and I don't know. When I hear about men taking like alimony from their wives, or just like overstaying their welcome, and so I have another friend who's very successful as well, and she has to pay her ex-husband spousal support, and to me, I don't know, call me old school, but what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
Like, how are you looking at yourself in the mirror every
Yeah.
day? I mean, and saying, yeah, my wife pays me, or
And
like,
she better pay my
or I'm staying in my soon to be ex-wife's house, and I'm not leaving, because like I just don't.
It's
like, There's a
delusion.
level of bitch ass,
Yeah.
that has to exist
for you to go that
to me
that
for
route.
men that are proud to do that, and like of course they'll say on the other side of that, well, women do it.
I get a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like, I get a lot of the city boys coming at me.
If a nigga has to say, well, women do it, well, then you're a woman.
Exactly.
Okay, well, as
Exactly.
long as you understand
long
that
as
you're
you
being the woman in the relationship, okay.
It is why I'm against it. If you can provide for yourself, I am against spousal support. I'm for, like, I was always willing to be like, all right, I know I made significantly more than you. You were starting up a business. I will give you some money, but the support
How
of
kind
it
of
all.
you.
And I really, because I was just like, I don't want to fight it.
Yeah.
I don't want all the legal fees, because that's also what will bring you down. That's also why you have to settle. But the idea of just like, there's a level of delusion in addition to the bitch assness of it, because there was this way he convinced himself that, well, it's ours. Not, you didn't do one
Fucking
Said it
thing.
in court. She wouldn't have her success without me. I'm sorry, then why aren't you successful? Like,
Is that what he said? In court?
his attorney
Babe.
said she would not have. Even the judge goes, what?
What? I think
Like, that doesn't make any sense. But at that point, I knew his mindset.
Delusion.
He was like, this is our house.
This is our money.
This is our money, because it's community property money. So legally, it's our money. But was literally like, well, why should I leave? This is our house. This is our. That's the crazy part of it. So she's not paying me spousal. She's just giving me my money. But that's why I say there's a difference. It's one thing where you split assets in half. It's a whole other thing where I am giving you a monthly allowance
Right.
to support you. Now, I settled, so I pay 2 lump sums, but I don't have to
do that
do
anymore.
that.
Yeah.
Because that would piss me off every month, seeing that come out of my account and still having to think about this motherfucker. Here you go, get the fuck up out my face,
Yeah.
and good riddance, good luck.
And that's what he did to me. So, and like a lot of the stuff, I'm giving like a little bit more details to it, but it's public. But the first payment I gave to him, I titled it temporary leech money. And because when you send the bank,
yeah.
He filed a motion and wanted me sanctioned and wanted me to pay for saying that. And I'm like,
Pay
did
more?
you not get your money? Did you not get it on time?
No, he did not.
And nobody would have known that I did that if he had not publicly filed that. And I was just like, oh, you really want people to hate me. You want people to dislike me. And you thought that would happen.
That made me like you more. That made me like you
and people
more.
laughed about it.
She was
about
about there
that
be like,
business.
that's right. And yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
now
God.
they call him leech. I'm like,
This
keep
is not
to
looking. This
yourself.
is not making you look good. This could have been
No.
personal. I was telling you personally that you're a fucking leech, like I've told you in the past. But now you told everybody. Now everybody knows
Now
you're a
everybody
leech.
knows.
Oh my God.
And and I'm wondering, like, when you go through a breakup, because back to something you said before of like how I look at marriage. Like now I look at marriage totally different. I don't know if I would ever get married. Every time I say that, my mom's like, please don't say that. And I'm like, maybe I could with the right person, but I don't look at marriage what I have to. The things that I want out of a significant other, to me, marriage doesn't have to be a part of that. I want companionship. I want a partner. I want a friend. I want to make memories. I want to have experiences. I don't need a marriage certificate for those things because I had that and I had none of those things. But what was I going to say? When you guys come from a breakup, because I'm finding myself with doing this to myself, all the stories that I'm telling you I can laugh about, but at the same time I'm very hard on myself because I'm like, but you chose
that?
him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever think about that? I have a lot of shame in I didn't see it. I chose somebody like that.
I feel like initially, I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy self-awareness. We're going to fuck up. We're going to make bad decisions. We're going to ignore red flags at some point. But I think the opposite on the other end of that is, yes, you chose this, but in hindsight, you have the awareness to be like, this is where I fucked up. This is where I knew that better. This is where I should have made a left turn. And now take that, yes, but people fuck up and make choices. And you have to also, like you said, like there's so much programming for women specifically about the expectations about marriage and what it's supposed to look like, and be like, okay, well, this is safe, this is a good guy, even though you're like, maybe I'm not hot in the pants for him, but like he's safe and it's checking off on paper. And and not to mention everybody in America is telling you do this shit, there's probably a couple perks over there too, but also give yourself grace. And this is for me too. I've fucked and been with a lot of dumbass niggas. I've done a lot of stupid shit and I used to feel bad, but I think that I've given myself grace to be like, but look at what those relationships have led you to. I am this version of myself now because I've allowed myself to make stupid decisions, probably based on my pussy. And now I can look at my partner and be like, this relationship is a reflection of the mistakes I've made and the lessons that I've learned. And I respect and love where I'm at, and I can see the growth. I can see the growth in the partner that I'm choosing now. And wow, that's great to look back and be like, you would have to drug me to fucking lay up with this other nigga now. You know what I mean? So I can be like, I can laugh at it and be like, yeah, I was a dumb bitch. And I also feel like there's a lot of dumb bitches who are not even aware they're being dumb bitches, and they'll go choose the same nigga in a different skin suit.
Yeah.
I mean, but I also think like those women, I've been that woman even after having a horrible breakup and saying, how did I, oh my God, these are all the red flags I ignored for years. And then somehow I still choose a man that has similar qualities. And I've done that continuously since that first, I guess, like you could say that marker, that one person, yours is your marriage, mine is my baby daddy. And I think as maybe a married woman or someone that's been in a relationship for a long time, we think that, okay, I've learned my lesson and I'm never going to do that again.
Right.
You will.
Well,
I'm here to tell you will.
No, there's tests. I think those men are tests because they're you'll do the work, you'll do some healing, you'll be self-aware, you'll be like, you look back and be like, I did this wrong. But then there will always be someone that will come and test you, and God will be like, did you learn? Yeah. And then you'll have the awareness. Because even those times I was like, I know I'm being a dumb bitch right now. This is not my nigga, but I want to do this.
Because it feels so
Because it feels good. I feel like if you're actively being a dumb bitch and you're like, I know I'm being a dumb bitch, this is a temporary thing, you're doing it with the awareness of doing it. You know what I mean? It's like it's something to be said when you're like completely unaware and you're like in denial and you're like, he's gonna change, it's gonna be great.
I think like what I was going to get to was that I think that the lessons get shorter. You know, like
I hope so.
They will, especially if it's been traumatic, which it sounds like it has been. You might still choose similar men, and like I don't know if you felt that way on your journey in dating, like where you've dated men and you're like, damn, that was a red flag, but I still like went for it because fuck it, I'm consciously choosing it now because at least that is a level of awareness that maybe you didn't have before. So there is growth there, even when you're being a stupid bitch. But I think that the lessons they do get shorter. But I think that it's a myth to think that after a divorce or after a serious relationship that suddenly you just start choosing the right one automatically. No, you have to. You're in the lesson. Now you're in the lesson, and now you're a student of, okay, I now need to understand these red flags and understanding why I'm choosing them. What does that say about myself? What is this mirror that I'm seeing in these men that I'm choosing the cheater? What is it because I don't believe that a man can be can value me in that way? Is it because like actually I have other needs that are not being met? Like you start seeing like the mirrors in your choices, and you have to also take accountability, you know?
I know. I'm running from it now. I'll tell you that. My therapist said to me right before I went to Europe, so a month ago, he said, I want to talk about your relationship to men. And I was like, I'll see you in 2026.
He used to bring it up to you and you said, no, thank you.
He said it. Because
Not
he
this
told
week.
me, you have broken wing syndrome. And
What does it mean? Like you like broken men? You want to fix them?
I want to fix. I mean, I'm a Taurus. It is women is just within us. Period. Black women even more. And then
What's
I'm
your
a
moon?
Taurus. A Taurus as well. I'm
okay.
a double Taurus
And Scorpio rising.
and a Scorpio rising, and I also am drawn to a little bit of chaos. Like Taurus and Scorpio, I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart. They're a complete opposite, and that's astrologist was like you present calm, but you're very chaotic on the inside. And I cried when she said it because I felt so seen. Like I don't say that out loud because there's a perception that people have, and I just was like, wow, you just in 2 seconds cut me to my core, because that's very true. So I'm drawn to some of the chaos that is within a broken wing because it allows me, I guess, to feel
Connected in that way.
because that's what I feel internally. And I'm like, and that's when he was like, we need to talk. And I was like, no.
We'll talk in 2026. Not even when you come back. You said 2026. You said you're trying to have a hot girl summer. Let me be.
I'm having a good summer.
Listen, traveling is the best type of hot girl activities.
You might
one
need to
can
consider
have.
getting on a dating app while you travel in Europe with the name Ray.
I have full anxiety about getting on a dating app.
I understand.
First time I went out post divorce, I had full anxiety because the ring is almost like it's like protection, and I didn't have my ring on, and it was like this rooftop party, and it was like an all black party, which is also rare, I feel like, in LA. And I remember I was like, oh my God, people can talk to me, and I can't say I'm married, and I don't want to say I have a boyfriend. And I really just like sat down by myself. There was no standing on top of a couch, a table, nothing. I just sat down and I was like, I'm scared that people are going to try to talk to me. I'm past that now, but the apps, big crowds, I'm still like not fully there yet. Organically meeting somebody is the best way for me.
Yeah. Was there any time in your relationship when you were at the all-black party with your non-black husband and like, damn.
He always pulled me in tighter. Always.
Like when there was a lot of black men around, he was like, come here, this is my bitch.
Always. Like I could feel it because
the insecurity.
And I felt sad for him because he also knew that I've only dated black men. And so in his mind, it was like, well, this is, and he would say that to me a couple of times. Is this what you really want?
Did you have to? Did you
Well,
feel
this is what
like
your
you had to like
parents want for you?
overcompensate when you were in those spaces, like to like make sure he felt secure?
No, I didn't do that.
Okay.
But
Had he ever dated any black women?
yeah.
Okay.
See, that was important for me.
Okay.
I didn't want to be his first black woman.
Yeah.
But for me, seriously, right? Like I might have gone on a date.
Yeah.
But then I'd be like, nah, this isn't for me. Not for me at all.
Well, you live and you learn, baby. And you know what? I also think about you going on The Bachelor at 31 and getting out, and going into a marriage right after that. 31, like 29 to 31 is when you there's a huge transition that happens in your womanhood. You become deeply like 10 toes down and like secure in who you are. I think your sexuality shifts and you become like sexually like activated in ways. Like I feel when I got into my 30s, 31 was like, oh, here I am. I felt so confident. I mean, I was also coming out of a breakup, from my child's father at that time, and like back in the streets and like owning that. And it felt really good. But I felt like finally like the wisdom and like all the things click into place. So for you to be coming in, like taking that specifically that time and then getting married and now you're coming in on this side. Yeah, girl, I feel like you're going to have a couple of hot girl summers because you're still like, like 31, you're coming back to the place you left off, and I think that's a really beautiful thing, and you should feel fucking activated.
I feel really good, and then I'm like, should I be feeling this good?
Yeah,
but
it means you make the right decision.
I'm more confused than I was before. Like I'm a person who likes to know exactly what I'm doing, where I'm going. I have no idea I'm turned upside down financially because of the divorce. With the divorce, or even if it's not marriage, just long term, you have planned your life out. You're like, this is what it's going to be. This is how it's with this person. This is where we're going to live. We're going to grow a family in this way. And then all of that is taken away from you. So you start over. So at the beginning I was confused and all of that, but now I'm like excited about the unknown. And that's new for me because I like to control so much.
Yeah, lean into that. Lean into the unknown. I think that's where like the magic happens.
Speaking of being in a good place and leaning into the unknown, we have a segment. Well, it's not really a segment. We ask our guests to share an affirmation. Do you have an affirmation that maybe you can share with our audience?
So it's changed recently. I went to a retreat. I'm like, you start searching for answers everywhere. So I go to this retreat, not retreat, but Two Bunch Palms.
I love Two Bunch Palms.
I love it there.
Beautiful.
And they have the angel readings. And I've been before, but I had never done the angel reading. So I do the angel reading, cards laid out. And I pick 2 cards. And the first card is healing. And I look at my friend, and she's like, and I go, oh my God, I'm going to cry. Because and this was a couple of months, this was May. Because I was just in this place where I'm like, do I let go of this? Do I keep going? Like, I just was feeling really sad for someone. And everything kept saying, you need to start prioritizing yourself. I am so quick to put everybody else. It feels very unnatural and selfish for me. And I need to be more selfish to put myself first. I'm like, how can I help this person? So I get healing. And then the next one I get is blessings. And the woman she looks at me, she goes, wow, you've really been going through it. If you can tell, I cry all the time. Once I started therapy, it's like I cry. And I started crying, and she was like, she goes, in an angel reading, there are angels that govern the cards. There are only 2 cards that are under the angel Raphael, and they are healing and blessings. And she goes, I've rarely have ever seen somebody pull both those cards in a reading. So she was like, I can tell you've been going through it, but I can tell whatever you're going through, you're on the other side of it. It's like pushing a rock up a hill, a mountain, you're pushing it down. But she goes, you need to prioritize yourself. And she said, there's a saying that is, I am my I am. And you need to start telling yourself that every day, every morning, praying to this angel and realizing the power that you have within yourself. You're going to be okay. You need to heal. You need to stop running away from yourself. I'm also a person who keeps himself busy because I don't want to be with my thoughts all the time. And I know that about myself. So all that to say, it is, I am my I am.
I am my I am.
I am my I am.
I love that. That's beautiful. Well, speaking of cards, I think it's tarot time. You want to pick a card for us?
Okay.
Oh, the 4 of Wands. Yeah.
Yep. 4 of Wands.
Okay, 4. 4 is a magical number.
Look at the card. That looks like very happily ever after.
Yeah, it's 2 people. Black.
Right.
I might add. Okay, for anybody who doubts me in the future. Actually, I have no idea.
The cards have spoken their name.
Yeah, they look like they're in front of a castle. Do I have to face the camera?
Beautiful. Okay, you ready to read it?
Oh yeah, this looks positive.
Okay. The Four of Wands is a card of joyful celebration, blissful happiness, and appreciation for good things in life. When this card appears in a tarot reading, it is the perfect time to celebrate with those you love most. You may commemorate a significant event or milestone such as a wedding, birthday, homecoming, reunion, or divorce. Or you may invite a few of your favorite friends over for an intimate dinner for no particular reason. Expect to revel in each other's company. Relax and let your hair down. Enjoy this special time together. The Four of Wands can show you that you are returning home or to the people and places familiar to you. You're going home, girl. You feel supported and secure knowing you are with those who love you and care about you. Because the Four of Wands associates so closely with home environment, you may work on improving or renovating your house or are close to finding a new one. Perhaps you're recently purchased a home and are getting ready to settle down in your new habitat. It tells you that after a period of rapid growth and expansion, the energy of the Three of Wands, it's now time to pause and celebrate what you have achieved so far. Step back for a moment and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Acknowledge your hard work and give yourself permission to take a small break before embarking on the next phase of your journey.
Oh.
It's essential you observe these small milestones.
Okay, the latter part is on point. The latter part. Because I think, all the stuff we've been saying, when I talk about my divorce, there's negative parts to it, but I have seen the beauty in it. How I survived it was family, friends, and just community at the end of the day, and people looking out for me. But sometimes I'm so focused on trying to restore what I lost that I don't take time to focus on the little small things. I just got back from Europe. You know what I mean? I'm talking about being financially upside down, but I got to spend 2 weeks in Europe. Right. And that's something that, we were talking about before. I manifested. I was able to go via work. Everything was taken care of for me. I had friends out there. I was able to stay for free. It was a very inexpensive trip, and I feel like I came out a little bit on top of it. And that's a big thing for me. And I was able to network and grow in certain things. And I think going to Europe is very healing, especially when you get in the water. I'm a big water Scorpio, water person, where I just came back from Cabo, made new friends, a new place in Cabo that I went. Beautiful girl time experience. So I need to focus on those little things and stop maybe getting anxious on what's ahead and what I've lost. So I receive that.
Having gratitude, being present.
I am, presence.
Yeah. It's hard, especially in this, this society. It's always what's next? Is it good enough? Are we good enough? Are we doing enough?
I think it's the society, and I think it's also the work that we do. Working in this industry, working in entertainment, it's always what's next? What's next? Who's next?
Sure.
What are we talking about next? How are we going to stay relevant? How are we going to stay on top? How are we going to make money next week?
No, for sure. Yeah. And everybody asks you.
Yeah.
So what's next? What do you have going on? What are you doing?
And then everyone has a perception of you too. Wow, you're doing so great. Everything's so good. Wow, you're really killing it. And you're like,
Rachel, do you want kids?
I do. And it's. I shouldn't even hesitate saying that I want kids, and I've always wanted kids. And when I hear a baby voice, or I'm my nephews who are 7 and 10 now, I'm like, I want kids, but I don't know how I would go about it. I haven't really talked about what was going on in my marriage with that because it was so personal. But people are like, oh, she wasn't trying. She's always partying. She was out. No, I actually was. But now I'm 40. I froze my eggs right before the divorce, which also should have been telling. Not embryos. I only froze eggs. And he knew.
Only your shit.
Yeah. I didn't. Doctor's like, you want to do embryos? I was like, no. Eggs. And there's a particular reason why I decided to do that. But I don't know. I have a friend who just did it all by herself, which I find so inspiring.
Is she okay?
Mm-hmm. She chose, went to a sperm bank.
No, I know. I always wonder, women that choose, I get that. I get that you've chosen, but it's a different thing once you have the kid. You'd be like, because I've seen other women that have done that and been like, fuck.
I think that would be me if I did that right now. She did it. Her family, she's got plenty of family around. And
she has a tribe.
Yes. For me, I don't have family out here like that. So it would be a totally different experience to do it. But I don't know what it looks like, but I do want kids. But I'm open to it being different. I'm totally into dating somebody with children. I've been dating somebody with kids since I was 25. I'm into adopting if necessary. I'm into, maybe doing it by myself, whatever it may be naturally. But yeah, I do want kids.
Nice. You should come on a retreat. I know you did the Palm Springs retreat, but you should come onto the Good Vibe retreat with us to
I
Costa
love it.
Rica. Yeah.
Where do y'all do it?
Costa Rica, the black side, Puerto Viejo.
The black, you mean like the black sand side or like the black people side?
Both. Black sand and black people.
I'm trying to think if that's the side that I went to when I went.
Was it Puerto Viejo?
I don't know where I was.
You wouldn't know.
Did you see black people?
We were at the, what? It was literally my bachelorette party. We were on the side that nobody was there. Like there was, I can't even think of the hotel's name, but it was, we got a discount because they were trying to like promote it. But nobody was around. We just were at the resort and we would leave.
There's not really
There's
resorts.
not resorts. It's like small town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beach vibes.
Nothing was there, but we were on the black sand. I do know that.
Okay, well, you need to come with us. Come on, pack your bags. It's time to go. No, I think you would enjoy it. And I think this is like a pivotal time in your life. You know, like just, you know, one thing about Erica and I is we're good at ushering our friends to get out there. You know, this is what a lot of our show has been built on. Like we found each other at a pivotal moment in our lives, like not getting out of a marriage, but even getting out of a relationship with your baby daddy, which you think is a marriage because you're like, we're going to be a fucking unity. We're going to be a unit. We're going to be a black love family. And it doesn't work out that way. And there's like a bit of like, it's hesitation, it's fear, it's stereotype. It's a bunch of shit. And there's a lot of, you know, society tells you so much, but like, it's such an empowering time to like, be solo and date and to make your own decisions and to heal and to do it intentionally. Like it's like being in your 20s with intention and wisdom. So it's like, and money. Most importantly,
totally
money,
different.
you know? So I just think like, I'm just proud of you. And I think this is like, to talk about it, to be real about it. A lot of people always try to maintain like these perfect images and it's just not real. It's just not relatable. It's not real because everybody's going through some shit.
Right.
It's the human experience. And I just think this is like a really beautiful time, like that you're going to blossom and shift and figure all this shit out. It's going to land in place exactly how it's supposed to land. And I think like the retreat really helps like just let you be free in a container that you could just be like, everything's okay, even if I don't know what's next.
I love that. When's the retreat?
It's the summer.
It's the 31st.
Yeah,
it's in 2 weeks. Come on.
Oh, I can have a family reunion.
Oh shit. Well,
There's another one. There's one after that.
Okay.
There's
We'll
one
send
every
you.
year,
We'll send you the information.
Yeah,
keep you abreast. Wait. So before we get out of here, because then we got to get out of here. Just have a question because now you outside.
I'm outside.
Like Cardi B. Oh my god, I was listening to Cardi B's song today. Have you heard her song Outside? It really gets me going.
She performed it in Cannes.
It really
she
gets
did?
me
It was
going.
released. She
Can
did a
you sing
snippet
it?
before.
You want me to let me just play it real quick for you?
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Oh, okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
no.
I tell you that these niggas ain't shit, please believe me.
Oh yeah, I did hear that one.
Outside bitch need an outside dick.
I'm about to listen to that when we leave.
It
Yeah.
is Samantha.
Outside bitch need an
really-
outside dick. I like that.
It's really getting me going. I love it. Even though I'm not single, but if
Getting
you
no
fuck
outside
up,
dick.
I will be outside, nigga. Okay. So since you're outside and you're dating, do you have any horror stories that you can share? Any exciting, maybe European hotels that are just
Horror stories?
I mean, horror is relative, but just some sexy tales, some sex tales, some sexy stories, some funny sex stories. Anything that's happened in your newly single post-divorce life that maybe you feel
See,
sharing.
it's not that I don't feel like sharing. I don't have any crazy, because here's the thing with me. I'm a Taurus. So when I connect with you, and it's very hard, and then I'm loyal. I'm super loyal. So it's hard for me to like have multiple people, you know what I mean? Like, and maybe this age too. I don't know. But I'm trying to think. Not horror.
I mean, horror is relative. My horror story last week was me making love to my boyfriend outside in the jungle, and the birds cooing and you know, like horror is relative. It's just mostly empowering women to share, you know, stories around their pleasure, where they felt desirable, where they felt beautiful, where they felt like maybe they were
Sexually activated, sexual. Maybe did some shit someone told you not to do, and then you did it, and you're like, oh, I love it here.
I didn't do that, but I will say, well, if I had a horror, it is going on a date and then having to talk about the Bachelor, Bachelorette stuff.
That's your Hori.
And
then it came
you
up.
see the interest, and then it's almost like you're being interviewed rather than on a date, which is like my biggest fear.
Have you ever fucked a fan?
No, I don't think so. I hope not. A beautiful experience. Okay, so post-divorce, all this post-divorce, I feel like
You came alive.
You're a virgin.
seriously.
You're a born again
All right,
virgin.
you're
When you
resurrected?
said the 20s thing, I'm like, yes,
Born
that
again
is
virgin.
me. But I wanted to find something that is totally separate from that life before and something new. And that became skiing for me.
I love
Let's go
skiers.
skiing.
Yeah.
We're skiers.
Oh
Black
my
girl
God. Are you
skiing.
guys?
Yeah,
I'm
we ski.
Blue
obsessed.
diamond, black diamond.
No.
Green circle?
Well, I'm new. Okay.
Okay.
So I skied for the first time in January and I fell in love with it.
It's amazing.
And I was weirdly, because my instructor kept saying, it's harder for adults because you question
You scared
everything.
your fear, yeah.
But I'm post-divorce. I'm
Fuck it.
throwing myself off the mountain.
I have nothing to fear. You know what I've been through?
And then my instructor was like, so when we go to the top, do you want to drink? And I go, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, I can drink and I do this?
Yeah.
So I'm a
Baby.
shot girl. So I was like, yeah, let's
Duh.
take a shot. First thing in the morning, take a shot.
Yeah,
Go down
top
the
of
hill,
mountain.
full
Maybe a
speed?
shroom. I was like, are you kidding me? This is my sport. So I became obsessed. It is my thing. And I went maybe I skied 5 times that last year. And
Damn.
then this year I was 3 times 5 or 6 days. And then this year I spent a week in Aspen and I did a blue for the first time, did blues by myself because the weather was harder. He had me do a black at the top and I was like, but
hard.
I'm not afraid to fall and get back up. But he was like, what's your goal? And I was like, I'm just trying to get to cloud 9 and ski with my friend. That's it. I'm trying to be I'm not trying to do the most and challenge myself. I'm not anywhere near there. But Aspen has become my happy place. So when I got to go, I went for a week with the girls, whatever. It's fun, always fun. I ended up going back, surprisingly. I did not know that. So to go back with a man, it's always a girl's trip, to go back with a man in my happy place. And we didn't ski, but just had a couple of days in the cold and the mountains. And then I got to show you some of my favorite restaurants and eating places in Aspen and just taking hot baths together. And it was just very romantic and just beautiful. And it was my place post-divorce, not a Cabo where I've been or even a year. It was Aspen is my post-divorce and I'm bringing this lovely man here and we're having this amazing time together.
I love that.
Fucking in the snow is top notch. Makes you feel like Mariah Carey and Hot Tub Time Machine. It's just
It's like Christmas, but
yeah,
it's not
Christmas.
Yes,
Unless until you unwrap
it was-
those boxers,
yeah,
baby.
It was a good time.
Okay, well, we're going to put that on the schedule: retreat plus skiing in Aspen with
Yes.
Rachel.
I love
And
that
you know
you
what?
guys
I always tell people, you're lucky that you got to go multiple times, 5 days. That's what you need to do. If you go on a trip and you can ski 3 times a
That's
year,
how you get good.
That's how you get good. You go on 5-day stunts, you take one little fucking class, and then you're going to be Black Diamond by no time.
What I really want to do is get a group of people, Black people preferably,
Yes.
together and get a place. I love Aspen. It doesn't have to be. I've never skied.
I've never been to Aspen.
I love
There we go.
Aspen too. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I've done Beaver Creek and Vail, but Aspen is it for me. Get a place. We rent it for a month, and it's so easy to go in and out.
Oh, and
We
you
just
just
go in and
go.
out, and we all go in on it. You know what I mean? I think that's what I would love to do, so I can get better
Sign
at
me
it.
up.
You got 2 volunteers.
I'm ready.
This.
I
I'm
love
so glad
it.
we got to this point. of the podcast.
This is very important that we've discovered that you want to
We've
ski.
also forced our
Yeah.
kids to learn how to ski.
That's
Yeah.
so
We're
good.
pushing
for
them down
though.
mountains.
Maybe cursing them out. Can I take on their balance?
I know. I told my daughter, I was like, if you don't learn how to fucking ski, you're out of this family. I don't know. We're all skiers. My mom, me, my brother, everyone, we ski.
That's so good, though. I see these kids and they don't look like us when I'm skiing.
I
on
love
the
it. I
mountain.
love when I'm down on the slopes and if I could see, if it's not too cold and everyone's covered, but you see
Black
one
people.
of us and you'd be like, you're like, what's that?
It's also skiing's very expensive sport. And it requires a lot of like, you got to carry your shit and stuff.
Shit is heavy.
That's
why you need a fucking jacuzzi after a long day. Yeah, you're sore of those heavy ass boots.
The whole culture.
Yeah,
but I like the culture of like, I would leave my friends. I would get on the bus. I would go to the mountain. I'd have my skis. I'd have my boots.
It's your like own little solo time.
Yeah, like it's a solo sport because you can't really. You could go next to each other. You're going to lose each other.
You can't really talk, and I don't want to wait for you. And
you just only take the shots together. Yeah. Which did you also notice you're getting really drunk because you're elevated?
I did. It didn't hit me that doesn't hit me like that at all. Like I'm not bothered by the elevation.
Okay, well, because the elevation will make you get drunk fast.
I did not. I do a lot of stuff in Aspen. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't bother me at all.
Well, shout out to the Black women that ski. Actually, we had made a type form of, because we wanted to do a ski retreat, and we're like, how many people can ski? Is it just us?
There's gonna be 5 of us in that motherfucker,
and we had a lot of people.
We gotta revisit. Let's revisit.
It was like some people were like, "I'll be waiting at like the ski lodge for you, sis," and the other one's like, "Bitch, I'll be on the mountain with you."
But that's fine.
And that's fine. We need both.
Yeah. Some people like, fine, grab the table so we can all pray later. But I think you should do the ski.
You know what we need? Okay, this is another PSA announcement. We need a fine black ski instructor to come with us to teach the girls, so we could look at you and you can carry some stuff, and also we can look at you, and that's what we need. We need to bring our own ski.
Aspen guy. I'm so serious about this. I work out at Aloe, and I was like, do y'all do ski stuff? And he was like, yes. And I was like, you should actually sponsor like a black girl ski trip.
Oh my God.
That would be so good.
I'm like really want
Let's
this to
do
happen.
it.
And then we can take our tits out at the top
down.
like Chelsea Handler.
Like Chelsea Handler. All I want to do is smoke a joint and drink a beer
with your dog on your back.
Yes.
I don't know about the dog,
so
but
much. I would do that.
Oh my God. Every time I see her skiing videos, I'm like, why am I not next
why
to
are
her?
my tits not on the top of the mountain?
See, those are goals. I'm aspiring to be that good.
Okay.
No poles. You know what I mean? Like
it's happening. It's already happening.
Okay, so this winter when you see Rachel, Jamila, and I on the top of the mountain,
topless
with our joints,
don't say we didn't warn you.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for joining us and coming on the show.
This is great.
Okay, where can our people find you?
On all social media platforms at the THE Rach Lindsay. I don't do anything on Twitter. I'm terrible at that. TikTok, I'm bad at that too. Instagram. Also, Higher Learning, new episodes drop every Tuesday and Friday, and then Morally Corrupt for all your Bravo, NBC Uni things. Those episodes drop on Tuesday and Fridays too.
Yeah, and shout out to our friend Van. Hey, Van.
Thanks for connecting us. One thing about Van is we're going to ask him for a favor. Hey, can you give us so-and-so's number? Hey, can you do this?
I know,
he's so happy to do it, though.
He's so helpful. He's been so kind to us throughout our journey.
Literally.
He was like one of our first guests on the show. We like literally just sent him a picture of us in our bras, and we're like, "Hey, come on our show." And he was like, "You think I want to come on here? This is." He was like,
"Why would you send me this picture?"
He was kidding, but he was
like, "Just joking."
I'm offended, and we were like, "Oh my God, did we do too much? Fuck!" And he's like, "Just kidding. When do you want me there?" I'm like, "Okay."
Came to the living room. We're just like in the dining room.
Yeah, this is when I was recording at my house. Like he came to my home. Like we're like maybe like I don't know 20 episodes into our show. Like
he speaks so highly of you guys, and you come on our podcast, and we love that. So
yeah, we'd love to come back on for sure.
Yeah, we do. We'll go in person this time.
Yes.
Well, guys, hopefully you know where to find us. If you haven't downloaded this episode, download it, please. And also leave a comment or not a comment, a review of our podcast if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you're not part of our YouTube tribe, make sure you go subscribe to us on YouTube. Check out the Good Vibe Retreat. We're going to Costa Rica July 31st through August 5th and August 8th through the 13th. We are releasing our 2026 date soon, so make sure you join our newsletter. Be the first to find out because we always release our retreats to our newsletter first, and they be selling out there. And I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
All right.
Love you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
I'm living so good, can't you tell? I went through a drought, that's until I found a well. Made my heaven on earth, I used to be broke as hell. Now I got the blues dancing like Beyonce Giselle. Throat chakra popping, it's power in our voices. Patriarchy kept it in the box to exploit us. Women put the P in power, so it's pointless. They want me to be good, so I make bad choices. Bad mom, not a bad mom, but a bad mom. Get her Zen on, put cannabis in her bath bomb. Walked in, boss was capping, I blew his cap off. Top dog now, I'm immune to the cat calls. Curvy in the waist, but straight to it like a dollar sign. Mother and a lover, intuitive like a water sign. Warrior in the wind. moisturizing sensual in the summertime. I do it all, ain't no one I need to run it by.